Okay, so I don't know when this video is going to go up in relation to some of the other videos, so you probably will see this for the first time. Actually, it's starting to grow back now. I was doing this joke, so I was like, you know what, I'm thinking about just cutting this because it's hot. It's going to be 100 degrees on Saturday and 100 on Sunday. I'm not looking forward to it. I don't think anyone here really is. It sucks because this is an area of the country where a good portion of the population doesn't have air conditioning, and it's just not cool. But we have to deal with it. So I decided to cut this, and so first Noelle's like, because I started to shave in here, and Noelle's like, leave this portion. So I had it like this for a while. It was the funniest thing. I had it like that for like 20 minutes, and she was like, you gotta shave it off. So I did, but my friend is like, nah. He's like, you should have left it, man. That was cool. It was awesome. I might have to bring that back. But anyway, you guys don't really care about the whole facial hair thing. Make sure you join the Discord down in the description box below. This is a video talking about also making sure that I'm having a little bit of a sip. I asked Noelle if I needed to go anywhere or do anything before I start, and she said no, because I have the now that we have two cars, she's able to drive and do her thing, and I'm able to just chill, which is great. But today I have to bring a bunch of packages over to the studio. She's there just glazing stuff. She's off on Wednesdays. So she's off today, but she wanted to kind of get ahead of some things, and we've been fairly busy. Parties left and right. So I'm just trying to relax, finish my work day. I'm uploading a video now that's been done for a long time, but I'm just now getting around to uploading it. And so just enjoying my drink after work and all that stuff. But this video talks about the housing development situation. Now, I understand that there are going to be people, and I've had some folks on the Discord. Be sure to join that. It's going to be down in the description box below. But, excuse me, I had some people that recently in the last 2 days, actually today, there are a total of 3 people, I think, or 4. 3 to 4 people that are moving here right now. Maybe 5. And the reason why I say 3 or 4 or 5 is because 2 I know are husband and wife. The other one, I don't know if it's a single person or if they have a person that they're with. And then recently there was someone else who just moved here because they were concerned, they were a little bit older, and they were concerned they weren't going to get a job here. And they ended up getting a couple of offers and ended up getting the job that they wanted, and it worked out for them. And we were like, we think it's going to work out for you, and it did. So I'm happy. It's great to hear people's stories on Discord. But just in, let's say, a month, 2 weeks, there have been at least 4 to 5 people that I know of, or know of them a bit, who are moving right here directly as of today. Now, that doesn't sound like a lot, but if I'm just one person and I know of, almost a half a dozen people that are moving here just in a couple of days span from each other, that gives you an idea of the housing situation in Tacoma. Getting a home is not even going to be on the priority list for a lot of people. You're going to have to wait. And it may never solve itself. There will come a point in time where I think the city developers and others may try to focus on condos and things like that and townhouses for people who want to own something, but the land for homes is just very hard to find. You're going to have to find people who are willing to move or leave or sell their home or whatever the case may be, and it's just harder. It's harder to get an actual house. The available stock is just not there like it used to be. You may still find something, but it's just hard. I know of a gentleman who is, let's see, is it the same person? No, this is a different person. So I know of someone who's moving, who's in the Discord. This is a separate person. So yeah, this makes 6, 7 people. If you count this person, I don't know if they have a child or not, who's moving to Lacey. Right? So they're still in the area, but moving to Lacey. They're working up at JBLM. here close to Tacoma. But they're trying to get a house that's not necessarily in Tacoma. You may have a better chance at getting a home in places outside of Tacoma. Not always the case. You may run into more issues. You may run into a whole lot more issues in terms of trying to get a house in some of these places like Gig Harbor. Not going to happen. I mean, there's nothing. And there may be other places too that it's just hard. But you may run into some luck. Now, the issue is the farther you get away, and this is what we were telling this gentleman, the traffic is going to suck. It just does. We have a lot of construction going on in terms of roads and interstates and highways. It becomes a problem. And then if you're trying to take city streets to get to Tacoma, it's not going to be fun. Now, the one lady and gentleman that's coming here, I don't know exactly where they're from. I can't remember. They're in our Discord, and they're looking at downtown. They're saying it's just super expensive, and it is. It is. You know, downtown Tacoma is going to be pricey, but the reason why, obviously, it's downtown. Most downtowns are going to be expensive anyway, but the reason why it's really pricey at this point in time, besides, you know, the normal factors, the reason why it's really expensive is because a lot of the available places that you normally would have gotten a couple of years ago or 3 or 4 years ago are just gone. So there are apartments downtown that are not super expensive. You know what I mean? Like they're okay price, but they're virtually all gone. So what you have left are these expensive or luxury or higher end apartments that are available. And so you may run across a few, like some of these developers have some out there, but they're these tiny micro units. And so they're designed for people like a single person or just a couple that doesn't have a lot of stuff. It's designed for people like that, mainly college students. People that don't have a car. That's what that's for. There are more apartments coming online, but it's going to take some time. Now, the town center, that whole debacle has been solved as of now. And the Jefferson Yards is the building that was completed by the original developer. That building, and I don't know if these are going to be great apartments or not. I don't know. But that building, it's completed. It does help some. But if that building's not completely like full within the next couple of weeks, it would be surprising if it's not already. Like it's, once they got the go ahead to like move forward and they can sell the rest of that to this other developer, project's done. They've already, the new developer, or there could be a different one. There's another apartment complex right there, and I didn't get a good chance to look at it today. Noel said there's a crane going up. Tacoma is kind of crane city, or will be in the next couple of months. It will never be like what Seattle had when they, you know, Seattle had all the cranes in the sky, or like what they have even today. But there's going to be a few going up. One, the town center is going to bring in a crane because they have to for the projects they're doing. For two, there's an apartment going up close to there that needs a crane, and that's already up. The third one is going to be a crane that's needed for the new apartments that's going to take up 2 blocks, 300 and something apartments that are going to go in there. It is a developer that has put a lot of projects all over this area. This is their first Tacoma project, and so Trent Development is working to get this building up. Once they get the building up, it is going to contain a lot of great amenities, a co-working space. It's going to have a Topgolf swing suite in there. It's going to have a lot of different things, right? Don't know what the prices are going to be. Well, I do know what the prices. I mentioned them a bit ago. They're going to be steep. Some of them are going to be, market rate. But again, or not market rate. They're going to be affordable units. But again, there are so many people trying to get those tiny amounts of apartments that are still going to be pretty pricey, right? It's just tight. But not only are you going to have those 3 cranes, there's going to be another crane going up soon right there in the Dome District to build tracks. Tracks is another project that's going up. They've already broken ground and all that stuff. They're building the bottom portion of that. I don't know if that's going to be parking or what that is, but it's a deep pit. They've already started that process. There's a few. I can't keep all of them straight in my head. There's quite a few. The problem is that they can't build fast enough to absorb the people. Again, I mentioned just in Tacoma itself, I know of 6 people who have moved right here, like within 2 weeks ago up until today or tomorrow, right? And then when you think of all the other people that are actually moving here, I don't have the stats. Soon I will. I'm going to get the information on like everything. It gives you an idea of the circumstances. Now, Tacoma's trying its best to solve everything it can. Seattle is doing that too. Seattle has bought hotels and then turning them into a space for homeless people. Why? It's quick. They don't have to worry about building anything. It's done. So this is a place where they would have everything they need. And there you go. Tacoma is following suit, and they're buying a hotel. They're going to turn it into a homeless shelter for the first 2 years. After that, it's going to be affordable housing, because we just don't have enough affordable housing. So do I see this as being something more common as to what the city will do? Probably. Are there other better solutions out there? Maybe. I don't know what they would be. But it's becoming pretty difficult to find a place and not be on a waiting list, right? It used to be, if you said in Seattle, it's pretty common to be on a waiting list. In Tacoma, not so much. Not so much. But now it's becoming a situation where you will end up being put on a waiting list because everybody and their mama is trying to get in while they can. The downtown's changing drastically. The things that would not have been supported just a couple of years ago, and we're talking 2014, 2015, things that never would have, you couldn't even pay businesses to come to downtown. Now it's a matter of them saying, where can I go? What's available? What spots do you have? It's becoming difficult even for well-financed companies. I did a video talking about the 2 businesses that are actually locating here, and they are, one's a music venue and an eatery, and the other one's just a pure eatery. But unless you're well financed, it's pretty challenging. And that one had to actually buy a whole building, like a pretty decent sized building, in order to even do what they're doing. So it becomes a situation where we have to, as a city, figure out what's going to be the best strategy moving forward. The number of jobs down here is exploding. So the good news is, for those, I know of a few people that are waiting to move here in the next, I think, year or so. I get people all the time, we're moving there in 2022, 2023 for sure, for certain. And a lot of them are not asking about houses anymore because I think they're kind of it's out of the question now, right? It's just kind of hard. It's hard to fight the competition. It may not be a financial issue. It's just hard to fight the competition. And so I say to them, you're in good luck. You're in good luck, because a lot of these projects that are breaking ground today or have broken ground, a couple of months ago, a lot of those will be completed. Keep in mind, Cozy, which has built on Market Street, was their first apartment building. That was completed. They built in the Dome District. That was completed. They were one of the very first apartment buildings to go up in the Dome District. And now there are others following suit. Many more planned. But also in Hilltop, Cozy is building a large apartment building there. That should be wrapping up relatively soon. So for those between now and Christmas wanting to move here, there's some options. There's a few. I mentioned all of them. There are a few others, right? But there's going to be more after that for those folks who are moving here in 2022, 2023. there's going to be a ton more. Now, the Washington Bank building, whenever that finally gets completed, that will help a lot because there's going to be a lot of apartments in that building. I just have no idea the timeline on that. And that puts you right in the center of downtown. Another big issue is if you're moving here and you're living downtown, which I would recommend until you discover the city. I know someone who moved here not long ago, and she did very well in terms of where she rented a house. But it doesn't always work out that way. And so it's a big gamble. Typically, I would try to move downtown. Downtown's relatively pretty safe, pretty stable. Then, venture out to different neighborhoods in the city, get to know those neighborhoods, then pick a place. Oftentimes, people end up looking for apartments in certain areas, and if there's a lot of availability for certain apartments, and they seem pretty reasonably priced, there could be a reason for that. Again, join Tacoma community page, right? I don't get a kickback for any of these projects I'm talking about, nor for these Facebook groups. I talk about them and recommend them because they're a good resource. Join those and ask people, what are areas to avoid, right? Me personally, I can't sit and tell you avoid this apartment complex and avoid this area. That's not something that I can say and do, right? It wouldn't be right for me to do that. It wouldn't be right for me to say that, and I don't want the liability of saying that. But some person that's on Facebook can easily tell you avoid this particular apartment building, right? They can tell you that, avoid this particular area. And if you see a lot of people saying the same things, I would probably listen to that. Right? I would listen to that. But anyhow, we are kind of seeing a huge change, a huge shift downtown that I think, and I've discussed this with another person, I think there are a few people here in leadership that might be a little concerned. There are other people who are happy. But I think there are some people who are a little concerned because we're in a different phase of the city growing very, very fast. Very, very fast. And with the recent developments that are going on, yeah. So anyhow, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you join the Discord down in the description box below. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, I will see you. Take care.